Hi friends, welcome back to S&G Family Farm. So today we are going to get some seeds started today. These are for the summer crops. So we're about, technically, we've already hit our last frost date. However, as I've said before in a couple of my other videos, in my area, if you talk to our local farmers and stuff, they never plant summer crops out until at least Mother's Day. Simply for the fact that we are notorious for having a late frost. It's not a common thing, it's not an every year thing, but it's frequent enough that the local farmers and stuff know and understand that we don't plant out until after Mother's Day for our summer crops. So while I have been hardening my tomatoes and tomatillos and stuff off, that is not something that are ready to be planted out. They will not be planted out until the middle of May to late May. But now is a good time to start some of our squashes and stuff that need a little bit longer time to get started. So we're gonna do some stuff here. So I've got some green beans. So I've got a Kentucky pole bean, Kentucky Wonder. I've got a Blue Lake bush bean. We're gonna do some okra. I'm gonna pickle some okra this year. I've got pickling cucumbers, Boston pickling cucumbers. I've got a standard regular cucumber, eating cucumber, salad cucumber. We have yellow summer squash, zucchini. We're going to grow some winter squashes this year. So I've got a spaghetti squash. We've got a acorn squash. These are really good for roasting. So we're gonna grow some of those. Well, these are actually the scalloped, like patty pan squash. And then this is the acorn squash. So we're gonna grow some of those. I've also got some sugar pie pumpkins. And then we've got some bush baby sugar watermelons. These are like the small round watermelons. So we're gonna try those this year. And then I'm gonna try my hand at growing some loofahs. I think I'm gonna grow these in pots. So they're gonna grow I have kind of a gazebo back here that I think I'm gonna put pots on and grow them in pots up the trellis on my gazebo. So to utilize some extra space here. And then we're gonna start some herbs today, possibly. So like some basil, get some cilantro going, oregano, some dill. I'm gonna need some dill for pickling. Some other stuff. I've got some sage I want to get started, and we might try again if I still have some in here. They're probably in the other pack. Some borage, but I'm not gonna worry about that today. And then we're also going to start some chives. So some of these are going to be a little different here. So let's see. We're going to get some of this out. Oh, sorry friends, my nose and allergies are still bothering me. Let me get it. All right, friends, I've got my standard all natural Jiffy seed starter mix. It's the light and fluffy stuff. I am going to mix this in with regular potting mix because these are going to probably go straight into the ground. They're not going to be up potted at any point. So I want to make sure that they are good. Good mixture there. So yeah, let's get some water in this. I normally bring a watering can over here today. I'm not with it completely today. However, I am going back to mornings. Next week is my last week on night audits, so that is amazing. I will definitely have more time to do what I need to do, get more of a routine going, and have more time to do some of these projects. Okay, this needs just a little bit more water. All right, so I am excited for that. We are in a time crunch at this point. We've got like 3 to 4 weeks before we really start planting out. So I've got to get these raised beds finished, lined, filled. I've got a garden coop and run to finish. I've got some other beds to prepare. I'm actually probably going to take some apart because they've been overrun with grass, so we'll get to see that project. There's just a lot of things we've got to get going and get done. All right, so let's set these out here. So for a minute, let's talk about the difference between summer squash and winter squash. Summer squash is traditionally picked young and then eaten at that point. Winter squash is a squash that you allow to grow to full size before you harvest. You allow it to cure, which means the outer layer hardens, and that provides a seal for the flesh that's inside, the meat of the plant that you're eating, the fruit that you're eating. So you can store them for long-term usage. Kind of like potatoes and stuff. You have to let them cure, meaning the outer layer has to dry out before you can utilize them, before you can store them for long-term. But like I said, summer squash is more of a pick young, you harvest it early, and then you consume it when it's still young and tender. However, I know with zucchini, you can allow them to grow to full size, which if you're wanting to do seed saving, you can definitely do that. And then I'm pretty sure with yellow squash, you can do the same. So you just understand that if you want them to be able to eat for fresh eating throughout, you do the same thing as you would do with a winter squash and harvest them after they've reached a large size with a thick skin. And you can utilize them as a winter squash that way. But they're kind of you can eat them both ways. Okay, I have to decide how much of what I'm doing here. I know for most of our squashes, I'm only going to want like 1 to 2 plants. But I know I'm also going to probably share with friends. So I think I'm going to do about 4 plants. So summer squash specifically is super prolific, and 1 plant for say a family of 4 will produce more than enough to feed you throughout the summer. If you're wanting enough to put away for the winter, like for freezer or for preserving, then probably 2 per 4 people. But it really just depends on how frequently you eat it and how much you actually enjoy it. I personally, zucchini is okay to make into like muffins and stuff, but for fresh eating, I like it grilled. So I definitely like it a little bit younger, not like the store size where it's like 3 inches long, or 3 or 4 inches long, but I like them a little bit longer than that, so they're a little bit more firm. But yes, so again, you just have to kind of decide what you're gonna do. So we've got baby watermelons. So I think I'm gonna fill this one up, and then we're going to start planting so that I can figure out how much of what I want. I know I'm gonna do at least 12 okra plants, and probably the same thing for green beans, because we like green beans. There's a sesame balsamic green bean that we like to eat that I really, really enjoy. So I really want to be able to preserve green beans frozen so that I can so I can make that recipe more frequently over the winter. Okay, so let's put that aside for the moment. I'll pull my gloves off here. I've never been a glove wearer, but I'm trying, especially when I'm getting my hands in the dirt, trying to utilize gloves a little bit more, just because. So let's see. I think the first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and tag this, as I'm gonna do my okra. Now you don't, depending on your growing area, you don't necessarily have to start these indoors. However, I want to get a little bit of a head start on these, so I am going to start them indoors this year. These are looking really good. Seed depth is 3/4 of an inch. And I am just going to plant one in each one of these. Okra is something that's really easy to grow. And it's fairly prolific. So we're gonna go ahead and tap that down. I'm excited for these okra plants. Now, most of these will more than likely have to go on a heat mat to get them sprouted, but I'm not super concerned about it. All right, you know what? I am not going to do Kentucky Wonder. I don't seem to have much luck with those. I remember growing up and doing these Blue Lake. So I think that is what we're going to do. And I think I am going to do I think I'm going to do all 12. So you can soak these seeds overnight to help with germination. I am not, because these are going to be indoor, not outdoor. If I was planting them outdoor, then I would soak them to help with the germination and to know that they were getting enough water. But since these are going to be indoor, I'm starting these indoor this year, I am not going to do that. Okay. Plus these are a bush bean, so I don't have to necessarily trellis them. I might still have to give them a little bit of supports, but because they're a bush, they're not going to require as much support. So that is another reason I'm going to go ahead and just plant 12 of the Blue Lake bush bean. Okay. All right. So we've got 2 down. I'm gonna put these in here so I don't forget what I'm doing. This is gonna be the hard part. Deciding what I really want to do here. Okay, I definitely am going to do loofahs, but I think I'm going to do cucumbers and these zucchini and squashes right quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do half cucumbers and half zucchini and squash, yellow squash, summer squash. And what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to plant 3 and 3 because I'm probably going to gift the regular eating cucumbers, 1 to each of my friends. So I have 2 friends that I'm helping with their garden this year, and I am going to do that. And then all of the pickling cucumbers I'm going to keep for myself. So I am actually going to put 2 seeds per square here just to make sure I get a germination on them. Now these are just Dollar Tree cucumbers, these straight 8 eating cucumbers. And then these are the Baker Creek Heirloom Boston pickling cucumbers for the pickling cucumbers. Generally those speaking, cucumber germination is really good. But we are going to go ahead and just hedge our lovely little beds and make sure that we have good germination by planting 2. Okay, pickling, cuke, and straight 8 cuke. Don't want to forget what we plant and where. Now we're going to do the same with the zucchini and the squash, the yellow squash. It makes it a lot easier. These are usually a pretty easy prolific varieties too. I am just going to plant 1 of each of these seeds because you can direct sow these if you want to. So I'm not going to be terribly concerned if getting them started doesn't necessarily work. And these again are just Dollar Tree not cucumber, squash seeds. They're not, I'm not super picky when it comes to my seeds. Some some things I do prefer to order. A lot of the seeds I do order, or that I'm more picky with, are like my tea garden seeds, because some of the varieties are really hard to find, like Tulsi and some other stuff. So it's always exciting when you can get your hands on something that you've been looking for. Okay, so we got yellow squash. Zucchini. Okay. That one is ready to go. I will get these watered here in just a minute. Okay, so those are done. Okay, I have 3 of these left, so whatever I'm gonna grow. Okay. Okay, friends, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill up these right quick. This will make it a little bit easier. These little seed starter things I got off of Amazon. I really like them. They have been quite good. I think one change that I might do to them is the holes in the bottom of these trays are really small. So I think this winter, see these holes in the bottom are like super small. So I think this winter, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and make that hole almost as big as the whole bottom. And then I'll be able to, instead of tugging and stuff, I'll just be able to put my finger in to push them up and push them loose. And I think that'll work out a little bit better. Okay, I had some masking tape somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Has some masking tape. So duct tape would probably do better in this, but we're going to use masking tape since they're not going to be in these trays for very long. This will just make it a lot easier for me to not have to go find more tags. And this tape should fit right here. Super easy. Yeah, that's perfect. So I think I'm just going to save these and do the same for this one. So I think what I've decided, because I have six varieties left I want to plant. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm just going to do 3 of each to make it easy on myself. I will not need all 3 of those. I will give some to family, like as they grow, and some of the seeds will go to friends. So that will be a plus. Okay, so, and most of these you don't necessarily have to get started indoors, but I'm going to get them started indoors this year because even our local news station, they did an interview with a local, our local gardening, what is it, it's like a gardener's guild, the master gardeners. And they even told everybody, don't be in a hurry to plant outdoors. Farmer's Almanac is calling for a late frost this year, etc., etc. So I am definitely going to start these inside to get a little bit of a jump start. And we're going to go from there. I'm just gonna put what is this? The sugar pumpkin. So in case you didn't know, you can make pumpkin pie out of any pumpkins, but the small sugar pie pumpkins, or the sugar baby pumpkins, the small round like jack-o'-lantern style pumpkins, are the best to make stuff with, because acorn, they have the best flavor and stuff with them, and they're also the best to make pumpkin pie. That's what was traditionally used to make pumpkin pie. I'm planting these according to 3s instead of, yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking, guys, today. This night audit stuff is really getting to me. No, I think I'm going to double the acorn because I've got several people asking about acorn squash. So we're going to do 2 of it acorn. And then we got baby watermelon. Oh, my husband's home. Okay, friends, I am going to go ahead and get this started. I've already labeled this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and get them in here. So we're going to do these scalloped pretty patty pan squash in this first slot here. We're going to do 3. And then we're going to do 3 winter squash, the spaghetti squash. And then we're going to do these loofah gourds right here. I am going to do 6 of these because I'm not sure about the germination on these. These are a little bit older seed. So I figure if I plant 6, I can at least get 3 out of it. There we go. And then we'll get these watered and put on a heat mat because these are summer stuff, so they will need to be on a heat mat. And then I gotta get one more dome. Okay, friends, here's a little quick update on our seed that we still have going. So this is some calendula, and then this is our rudbeckia, and then back here we've got our nasturtiums, which are looking amazing. And then in here we've got yarrow. This is our hyssop, bee balm, and there's something else, but I can't remember what it is. I don't see my plant tag in it. See, that's why you're supposed to label stuff. Our celery is looking really, really good. It's coming up really nice here. And then this is our lavender, which is looking good. This is chamomile, mallow, and our echinacea. Look at our echinacea. That is looking really nice. And then this is our feverfew. Our feverfew and our tulsi, our holy basil. And then look at our little strawberry starts. Those are getting so nice. And then these are our bigger peppers that we've already got started. And then these are the ones that we up potted. They are catching up fast. So you can see that they are catching up really, really fast. So I'm very excited for those. So, and then we just got our other stuff started. So I've got to bring those in here and put them up underneath here for them to get sprouting. These were some of the weaker Roma tomatoes. So some of them are okay, but I'm still not sure how many of these will make it through, but it'll be okay. I have plenty of those. And so we're going to come in and we're going to put our new seeds right here. Or maybe I will move this one down and put our new seeds up here. That may be a better choice. I'm going to go ahead and water these in again today. right, friends, that's going to be it for today. Please like, share, subscribe to keep up to date on what's going on here at the homestead. And we will see you next time. Thank you for spending your day with me.